Hey everybody, glad you could join me here today, our first Cabral HouseCall of the weekend. You know we'd love to be able to answer 10 to 12 questions from the community each and every weekend. This weekend, of course, is no different. We want to make sure that we get to all the wellness, the weight loss, weight gain, anti-aging, high-performance health questions from the week. So without further ado, I just opened up our document, no prior prep. We're going to dive right in. The first question is coming in from Snaz, S-N-A-Z. Snaz says, hi, Dr. Cabral. I'm located in Southern California in an area impacted by fires. The air has been very ashy. When the farmers market reopened after the initial crisis has passed, I had gone shopping at the market and then I was washing my veggies and started to think about how this toxic ash may end up in our food being grown in the region. What, if anything, can or should we do to prevent the body from absorbing these additional toxins? I can remember smoky vintages of wine from previous fires. This obviously ends up in our food system through direct settling on the produce or absorption in the soil. Is there anything extra we can do to protect our health from this additional source of toxins? Or just all of the usual things you talk about? Thank you for your thoughts. Yeah, so there's two things. And I've actually been talking about this quite a bit on Instagram Lives with a lot of people from California, or just kind of bringing the word out. In an ideal world, you're using what's called the Daily Detox Protocol. So you're using the Daily Detox Support and the Universal Binder. Daily Detox Support, it's 2 capsules at breakfast, and the Universal Binder is 2 capsules before bed. And that's helping to bind up a lot of these toxins that are in the air. The truth is, and again, even the news reported on this, the air quality is really detrimental. So air filters in the home, keep the windows closed. And then also, because remember, even the cleanup, when they start to remove all of this debris, all of that, it gets kicked up into the air. So at least for a couple months, the Daily Detox Protocol, you can find that at stephencabral.com/shop. And again, if you don't want to use Eco-Life products, not a problem. Just look at the ingredients and try to find your favorite brand. All right. And then what can we do for our produce? Yeah, I think it's a great idea. So what you want to do, you can bring it into your home and you can ozonate it if you'd like. So you can actually put it in like a ceramic bowl or a stainless steel bowl. Let's just say it's blueberries. All right. You put them all in a big bowl. You can use hydrogen water if you want. And then what you can do is you put a little ozone bubbler in there. I think there's one over at Eco-Life at stephencabral.com/shop. If not, we'll get one too. We can link that up. There's definitely one at stephencabral.com/resources as well. So the ozonator, all you're literally doing is you're turning it on, and there's a tube, and you put the tube into the bowl of water. That's it. And what it's doing then, and for 10 to 15 minutes, is you are killing a lot of the harmful pathogens that might be in there and stripping away the toxins from whatever's on the skin. Now, the nice thing is these things shouldn't absorb into the skin. Those are more like long-term use of pesticides and herbicides, and that's why we want to buy those things organic. So you're still going for organic, so they don't have the pesticide herbicide on them. And then to wash off the ash and all of that, if you can, use hydrogen water. If you don't know what hydrogen water is, check out stephencabral.com/hydrogen-water, why I'm recommending that, and then use an ozonator. Now, if you don't have that, no problem. You can use baking soda. So 10 to 15 minutes, maybe a little bit longer, soaked in baking soda, or you could use ACV. I tend to lean more towards baking soda or the ozone. That's what we do in our family. All right. So hopefully that's helpful. Gemma is up next. Has the Dr. Cabral practice ever worked with Milky Oats? I see that is often used for anxiety amongst other things such as alcohol for drug recovery. But I would like to understand if you've seen this work in your practice and if it's worthwhile, because it's quite the investment for this herb. It's an expensive herb. PubMed is hinting that it's good. It's got good results, but there's a lot of science in that report. It behaves differently from other herbs for anxiety, as other herbs such as passion flower seem to make you sleepy and switch off your brain. I don't quite understand the science behind this one, but you take it every day. No sleepiness, no withdrawal symptoms. If you forget, seems like a wonder herb in theory. And apparently can also lower cholesterol as an added bonus. Why isn't half the population on this? Okay, well, it's a great question and happy to go over this. We do not use Milky Oats in our practice, but I want to share with you why. It's not that it can't be a good product for some individuals, but it overlooks what we do as a practice, which is work on the underlying root cause. So herbs are medicine, but you're using medicine because there is an imbalance, right? So we use herbs in our practice, but herbs aren't typically used long-term. Vitamins, minerals, omegas, probiotics, etc. Use long terms. Those are what your body need to use long term. Those are needed by your body every day. Herbs we use for balancing. That's how Ayurvedic medicine, traditional Chinese medicine, Native American medicine, every form of medicine uses them as well. So you wouldn't want to use, Milky Oats for the rest of your life, especially since some herbs aren't great for the liver or kidneys, like if used forever. So, here's what I have to say is that we look for what the underlying root cause of anxiety is. It could be gut-based issues. It could be childhood trauma. It could be heavy metals causing stress on the body. So we run the big five. So that's the thing is everybody should run the big five labs. That's the truth. If you can't afford the big five labs, I get it. I couldn't either when I was 19 years old and started running functional medicine labs. So we ran what was the equivalent to called the starter kit, AKA the vitamin tox test. And again, you can find these at stephencabral.com/shop. You don't have to run them through Equilife. You can find any integrative health practitioner level 2 you want at integrativehealthpractitioner.org. And they have no affiliation with me or my team whatsoever. They run their own practice. So totally up to you. I just want to get you the information. So now you'll be able to find out, why is my anxiety? It's from high levels of copper. It's from low levels of magnesium. It's from elevated levels of calcium to magnesium. It might be from high levels of aluminum or mercury. It could be from candida overgrowth and SIBO and leaky gut. So there's lots of different reasons for it. So we work on that, right? So we look at the underlying root cause. Now, in the meantime, what do we do if someone's anxious? Well, we use magnesium typically, 1 at lunch, 2 at dinner. And we also do the same for Adrenal Soothe, 1 at lunch, 2 at dinner, and then we're using the sleep help support before bed, and that contains the passion flower, the chamomile, etc. Because I agree with you, it can make you a little sleepy. But what happens is then the next morning you wake up more refreshed. And then we also add in exercise, starting with walking and then working our way up, cardio, body weight training, etc. And then that also helps regulate the central nervous system and decrease anxiety and depression as well. All right, so that's exactly what we do. Of course, it's much more detailed than that, but run the big five or run the starter kit and you'll get the whole plan for you as well. All right. So again, nothing against herbs like this. Adrenal Soothe has phosphoserine, L-theanine, rhodiola, eleuthero. It has amazing herbs that also help with this, ashwagandha, but we don't use Milky Oats. All right. Michael's up next. Michael says, "Hi, Dr. Bowel. Thank you for everything you do. My question is regarding cone beam CT scans in the dental office. What is your recommendation for having this imaging done? I'm 38 and I had all 4 of my wisdom teeth pulled about 5 years ago. I've had a history of bad oral health that I've been working on. I've also had some intermittent jaw facial symptoms on the one side of my face for the last year or so. I recently started to see a holistic dentist and the CBCT is an option. My worry is the radiation with CT scans." Yeah, I agreed. So my biological dentist is amazing and they know all these things about radiation and all that. And they want every new patient in the practice to do the scans, even my daughters. And here's what I said. I said, we're going to do them once and we're not going to repeat them every 6 months like you like to do them. And I said, this is no offense to you. And I'm not saying that you can't glean great information from this, but I'm not going to have my kids nor I radiated. And I know that's much smaller. I know it's much smaller in terms of radiation, but truthfully, radiation is not great for the body. So what I did is I said, let's do an x-ray. Let's do the scan. I call it an x-ray, but a scan. And let's look for any abscess teeth. Let's look for any issues. Same with my kids. It's important to see are teeth coming in, not coming in, but we're not doing that every year. So we'll do it maybe every 5 years, maybe 3 years at the very, very most. So that's kind of the compromise I made for me. Again, I can't give you medical advice, medical treatment plans, medical cures, medical diagnosis, but that's the let's make a deal because there is benefit to it, no doubt about it, especially if you're having issues. You want to figure out what's going on. And you want your holistic dentist, your biological dentist, to have all the information at their disposal. So I agree with it. I just don't want it done often. That's my big thing. All right. Great question. Michael's up next. Is this the same Michael? Could be the same Michael. It is the same Michael. All right. Hi, Dr. Bowel. I have a question regarding regular sauna use. I've read a lot about the benefits of multiple sauna sessions per week. I've used a dry sauna at a local gym regularly for a couple of years. I recently purchased a sauna blanket from Higher Dose for the convenience of not having to travel to the gym every day. I do sweat a lot using it, the sauna blanket, especially when it's used after a workout. Is there more of a benefit from a sauna that you're inside of and breathing the warm air, or does the benefit simply come from warming the body to a point of sweating, which is provided by the sauna? Thank you for your time. to answer everyone's questions. Yeah, happy to help. So no, the benefit comes from you being in a relaxed state, which is different than high intensity interval training and sweating, and heating the body's core temperature up. That's really what it is. Creating heat shock proteins in the body, opening up the pores, sweating out toxins. There's a zone 2 cardio-based effect. So no, you can use a sauna blanket if you want. The only issue with sauna blankets is that it's touching you, and sometimes there can be a little bit more EMFs. So here's the thing though. I think the benefit far outweighs the EMFs that you might be getting for 30 minutes in it. But also you can use Faraday tape where the electrical unit, the battery is connected. And that's typically the only place really where those EMFs are. And so you can always use Faraday tape. You can buy it on Amazon to tape that up really well to block those EMFs. And, or you could put a towel or blanket or anything you want to be able to block that against the body as well. So yeah, without a doubt, however you want to sweat is a great way to do it. I love traditional saunas. I love being able to sit in there, maybe stretch a little bit, relax, work on my breath work, but sauna blankets can work great too. No doubt about it. All my favorites are at stephencabral.com/resources. We get lots of discounts for our community. And I've got all my favorites. I've got the Thyroid 360 pop-up. I've got the beautiful wood-based infrared sauna that my wife and I love to use. I've got the barrel sauna there that I have in Maine. I've been a big sauna guy for a long time. We were actually the very first ones in Boston, Massachusetts, in our wellness center to bring sauna to the masses, which is pretty cool. That's just, again, I didn't invent sauna, that's for sure. But when I saw it being used all the time overseas, I'm like, oh, well, we're definitely doing this. And this is before kind of the whole biohacking thing. And so it's kind of really amazing to see how this whole world has evolved. All right. We've got one more question for the day, and it's from Belinda. Belinda says, hi, Dr. Brawl. I was wondering if you could help me with the following. Every morning, I have a large, well-formed, normal bowel movement, but in the afternoon, I feel the urge to go again, but I'm only able to pass a small amount of stool. I'm experiencing bloating and gas, and I feel like I should be able to have a more complete bowel movement. I'm eating a healthy diet with plenty of fiber, drinking water, and I recently completed a cleanse, but my symptoms haven't improved. Could you please provide some insight into what might be causing these issues? Really grateful for your help here. Thanks so much, Belinda. Okay. Yes. Happy to help. So it sounds like you're having a normal bowel movement every single morning, which is great. That's the ideal time to have a bowel movement is a little while after waking or after breakfast. Great. So now your body's kind of on that rhythm and timing to remove a lot of what was eaten the day before. Because remember, our bowel movements are about 50% bacteria. We want to get all that out of the body. Now, if you can have 2 bowel movements per day, it's even better than 1. But you do want it to be a normal bowel movement. It might be smaller than the morning bowel movement. There's no doubt about that. Your afternoon bowel movement might be smaller. But and so there's nothing wrong with it being smaller. I just want to let you know that. However, if you're experiencing bloating and gas, that's the key for me to say, oh, okay, there is something going on here. Now, it could be a sensitivity from what you're eating at lunch, just to let you know. But if you're experiencing bloating and gas after most meals, without a doubt, you've got to run the big 3 gut bundle, or at the very least, the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. So if you can only run one of the 3 gut-based labs, the Candida metabolic and vitamins test. If you can run 2, run the bacteria and parasite stool test next. And if you can run all 3, that's the big 3 gut bundle. You'll run the IgG food sensitivity test with those 2. That'll let you know if there's yeast overgrowth, bacterial overgrowth, which those 2 can cause gas and bloating easily, or if there's parasites, if you run the bacteria and parasite stool test, or H. pylori, which is going to affect your stomach acid production, etc. So that's what I would do for sure. That's how you're going to figure this out. Right? Like without a doubt. So it's great to do a cleanse. It's great to do a functional medicine detox, but those aren't meant to rebalance your gut microbiome. The CBO protocol, typically used with citricidal if you find yeast overgrowth and bacteria, that's what's used, but better to lab test first if you can, and then move to the CBO protocol. All of this is available at stephencabral.com/shop. All the lab tests, all the protocols. It's exactly what we use in our practice. And as I always say, you can work with us directly, or you can find an integrative health practitioner, and they, of course, would be happy to help you as well. All right, everybody, I'll be back tomorrow with a brand new Cabral HouseCall. I'll talk with you then. Have an amazing start to your weekend. Thanks so much for tuning into today's show. Before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. I want to make sure that you're getting our daily content, not missing out on anything functional medicine, wellness, weight gain, weight loss, anti-aging, living longer, stronger, and all of the most cutting-edge research. And if there's any topics you want to hear, feel free to leave them in the comments below. Take care.